Okay. So we are now recording the June 30th, 2017 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Long weekend or not? 4th of July, are you off Monday or not?
I'm never off because I like quiet days. I live for holidays, man.
Well, I was telling Larry, one of the advantages of working for yourself is you get to choose whether you work or not, but I'm working.
Of course, a lot of that depends on your clients, right? Because they're the driving force, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But they're not bugging us and the phone's real quiet. Oh, I love those days.
Nice.
I love
Hey,
those.
Clarissa?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Hello.
I had a client that told me the nice thing about being self-employed, you only had to work half time, but you could choose either working 6 to, which 12-hour shift you wanted to work.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. 10 to whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just have to train the clients not to call the office before a certain time. I'm a night owl.
I'm a morning person.
Oh, I heard getting in here at 9.
And try and get the hardest stuff done first.
Yeah.
Then as the day goes along, the easier stuff somehow seems to take longer. Because I'm like what Brandon said, a squirrel. I'm off here, I'm off there, I get distracted, phone calls come in.
Yeah.
I think I'm having problems with this.
I'm sorry, Peggy, what did you say?
Oh, trying to hold the phone. You're not going to hold the phone and drive.
Yeah, please don't do that. Stay safe, dear.
You could.
Yeah, I think she's frozen.
She froze? Yeah. Lay it on the seat.
Yeah. Or try calling in.
Now, I'm in QBO trying to do something very simple.
Well, I did want to say, did you know that Zoom has upgraded?
What's the upgrade? I saw it. But,
I got an upgrade, but I don't know what it did.
I don't know what it did either, but when I look at share screen, it says multiple people can share screens now.
That's
So what does that-
interesting. How
what
does
does
it
that
do
mean?
it? Split it? Here, you want to try?
We can try.
Well,
I
need
mean,
to
I
show
made
you- I don't need to
sure-
show you my my
Smart sheet.
Hold on.
Yeah, Smart Sheet, because Dennis wants to talk to you about Smart Sheet. Okay, so you're seeing my picture now? I think I have there's our Facebook group.
I'm trying to remember how to.
So we'll put Peggy's question up. Peggy is still trying to work on her client that has a year's worth of information that she's entering.
Oh, oh yeah, you're the one with the water and all that. Those questions. Okay, I cleared my.
So Sarah, share your screen.
Wow. All right. So, did you share your screen? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you did. Okay. So now,
Let's see if you can do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go. Where am I? Share my screen. Desktop. Share. So now, what did it do?
Yeah, really.
I just see you.
Yeah. Do we have to change something?
Well, is there a way for you to toggle?
I don't see anything to toggle. I mean, I got a
says view options.
Yeah.
View options. Where's my
View-
option?
Oh, up
says-
on the
Remote
where's
control.
your share? Where's your
Well, I have a pause share and a new share. What's new share? Does that mean that each person?
Well, pause yours and see if mine pops up.
Okay.
Oh, I see what it.
What it do?
Are you sharing
I'm
your?
pausing it.
Are you sharing just the screen? It says LastPass Zoom.
No, I'm seeing her Facebook page.
No, I'm viewing your screen. It says.
Oh, at the top of the
Oh,
screen
you
it
can
says
see mine? How can
Says
you
view.
see mine?
Well, it
Says
says
view
LastPass, Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing, where are you seeing that
at the very top of the screen. It says view options with a little like
Like
a
the-
V, a down arrow.
Yeah, it's to the right of the view it says you're viewing Sarah Laidlaw's screen. When I click on view options, I can go back to your screen.
Oh.
I don't
Yeah.
see the view options. I have your desktop sharing is paused, but I still see my desktop.
Yeah, so do I. Okay.
Maybe it's because you're sharing the screen.
Resume.
Remote control,
share,
annotate, pause or share. If I pause,
but I
I
don't
looked
see
it, but I
view
didn't stop
options.
Well, I've got
I have
on mine.
audio options.
I've got it says shared screens, Gina and Sarah down below. It's got original size, hide video.
really?
I suspect if you're the one that's sharing, you don't see the extra share. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
So Gina, you got the Facebook page up, right?
Correct.
So there's no way to get beyond.
Yeah, I want to see the view options. I want to be able to see Sarah. Al,
Okay, so I'm sharing mine, you're sharing you. I look over at you and I see Facebook. But everybody else,
well, I wonder what it's recording then.
Okay, I'm gonna do a snag it and see if I can post it in the chat.
Okay, now I see.
No, do
I
you see
stopped
mine?
sharing, and now I have view options, and I'm seeing a blank screen with a couple.
Yeah, see how
Okay.
I hide my icons now with that cool new program? See it pop down? Isn't that cool?
What is that?
So yeah, I'm not sure how the multiple sharings work because I had to stop mine to see yours.
I guess it's for the people that are not sharing can see them.
Could it have anything to do? Do y'all have dual screens?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So what about on the opposite screen? Can you see it on that one?
Nope.
I'm
No,
driving,
I see
so I
I
can't play
see
with it.
the
multiple
Good idea, though.
participants can share simultaneously.
right.
It's weird because you guys should be able to do it with dual screens.
Now, what are you saying, Peggy?
Oh, I'm not seeing anything. I'm driving.
Okay, hold on. I can't get the menu to move. Yeah, I can move out of the way. All right, now let's see if maybe I have 3 Zoom screens. No, I still have 2. All right, share yours again.
I'll try. Who is typing? Dennis, are you sharing your screen?
I'm gonna see if I can put in a insert something. Share file in meeting.
Okay, so now when you did that, let me see if I now have other options.
Mine goes away. I mean, I'm not even, it puts me in full screen mode and
I'm thinking it
Okay,
can-
now I say view options, and it says
30.
I'm viewing Gina, and it
Early.
has my normal request remote control, original size. All right, so that's the only screen I see here, people.
yeah. And all I get is pause share.
Yeah, and then over on my other
That way I can
screen,
see yours then.
I have chat, invite, record, disable, audio, video settings,
Yeah, I have to stop sharing to see yours.
Huh.
Hmm.
So what are we? Okay, so since I can't see what you guys are doing, what are we trying to do again?
It was a new feature added to Zoom, but we can't figure out how it works.
Okay.
I can hit feedback.
So, yeah, I mean, do you have now, because your screen is up there, do you have view options?
Mm-mm. No.
So if you're sharing your screen, you lose the options. That doesn't make sense to me.
I can't like toggle over and see. Well, I wouldn't want to see my own screen.
I would want us to be able, I would expect, what I expected was.
Were you
to
seeing
see-
your own screen on the share?
I was seeing my own screen on the share, yes.
Hmm.
Dennis
I would have
put
expected
a link
half
in
of
the. Dennis
Except
put a
it's
link
not
in
op-
the.
It's not opening up though. At least I can't open up. I put a
Oh,
PNG file in, but it's basically showing I took a screenshot of when I do on the drop-in. I see both Sarah and Gina's, being able
Yeah,
to
I
toggle
see
back.
the screenshot you did in chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Screen shares Gina or Sarah. And it's underneath the request control. See, when I got the top little menu, I didn't have the bottom menu. So I guess if you're sharing, you can't.
It seems kind of dumb.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I just happened to see who shared first.
Okay,
Yeah, we also, yeah. Huh.
Okay, great idea, but that's definitely something that's better in theory than
A
in
work
practice.
in process.
It is a work in process. Not what
Okay, that was interesting. Oh, do y'all want to know how I do my my desktop?
Yes.
I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Looks familiar.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
so
share your screen.
so I have programs. It organized all my desktop items for me, but I can rearrange them and make my own. And then I can set this view to always roll up, exclude this fence from quick hide. Oh, there must be a quick hide thing to do.
What's a
Wow.
fence?
A quick hide, I think a quick hide is
Like the toolbar down at the bottom.
yes, you do something so that all your icons are hidden, which is great if you're sharing.
Why do you call it a fence? Is that just
That's what it's called. It's Stardock, STARDOCK, and is the company, and the program's called Fences.
Oh, you have to spell that.
For $7.49.
And that's it?
Yep. And I got it free for a couple weeks to play with it. So
Oh,
apparently,
$7.49 like a month?
no, that's it. That's it. And when I mentioned on Facebook, a lot of people said, "Oh, I've had that for years." So you can organize. You can like send new folders to this fence, send new documents to this fence. Anything you put on your desktop, but you can set it up so it knows, where.
So you can actually find things quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike
And then you can, let's see.
Microsoft that wants to completely
Look at this.
eliminate your icons.
You can do name-based rules. You can do time-based rules. You can do custom rules. And then for the visual people like me, how did I do that? Rename, view, sort. Yeah, you can sort them. View. The opaque, how opaque it is, but you can actually color this box.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see, I can drag it around. How did I color it? I don't remember how I colored it now. I don't know. Here, hold on. Customize fences. Open fences settings. Yeah, look at this. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
And what is the name of it again?
Stardock Fences 3.
Stardock, DOC, Census, SEN.
Fences. It's like a fence. You're fencing in your icons.
Oh,
maybe?
fencing.
Yeah, F. Mm-hmm. So I can make my labels so that they're always showing, or only if I mouse over, or never. You can do background. Okay, how do you do the quick hide? Quick hide. How to use? It's enabled. How to use here? Hey, I already purchased you, little turkey. To use quick hide, you double click a blank space anywhere on your desktop, and they'll disappear. And oh, really? Okay. Let me see. Here, open up. All right. So say I have all my icons showing, and somebody walks in the door, and I go pop up.
Ah, nice.
Did it go away?
Well, it did on. It's on still. I'm still seeing all your stuff.
I know. So let's see. You said spacebar? That's what it said.
You have to click on a space that's not being used.
Oh, double click on the desktop.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There you go.
That's cool. I like that.
Stealth mode.
I like that. And then double click again, and they all come back. Oh, that's awesome.
There you go.
So that's really good when you're doing Zooms and, you know.
All of a sudden you have everything.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Because sometimes, I don't know if y'all do this, but sometimes I just can't figure out where to file something. I just throw it in my desktop, which is not good because it might not get backed up. But
Well, I have a folder on my desktop that I call temp.
yeah.
That's where I put everything whenever I need to do, transfer between here and there or whatever. I put it in the temp file, but then I end up not cleaning out the temp file. And every once in a while I have to go back and, oh, I remember doing that.
I was wondering where that was.
Yeah.
Layout and snap. I mean, look at all these features. Layout and snapping.
Oh, for
Spacing,
$7
lining them up. Oh, it also will make a backup.
Ah, nice.
And which is good if you mess it up. Now I've already purchased you. Sorting and organizing. Anyway, yeah, cool.
Awesome.
That's my new toy.
So they call it fences, keep things fenced off, I suppose, or, roped off or whatever you want to call it.
Stardock Fences 3.
Fences 3. That appealed to my
Visual
my
side. That artistic side that you have.
right. And OCD.
Dennis, before we go into your smart sheet question, I want to talk to Larry about what he posted, the nasty Trojan or the what did they call that, ransomware that's out there.
Oh, wow. I mean, it keeps changing. It keeps metastasizing. I don't know. Petya ransomware, PETYA, and then every different antivirus company gives it a little different name. It's really crazy. But it's really bad. I guess it's got like 3 different ways it can attack your computer.
3 different ways, you said?
That's what it says. And,
okay.
For starters, I would give a tip. Look up malware, malware.com. They're a company that it's like an antivirus.
You're talking about Malware Bytes?
Malware Bytes, right.
BYTES, yeah.
Yeah.
I use it. I use that.
Yeah. I came across that, and at least on the other computer, I downloaded the paid. I guess they have a free version, but I downloaded the paid version. It was like $40, I guess. They have a lot of insightful messages in there, and they send out warnings too when something like this comes along, and they give you a lot of tips on how to avoid getting in trouble. And the thing that I liked about it is once it did the initial complete computer scan, which took a little while, every scan after that was over in like 2 minutes. It didn't really take that long. So I kind of like that. It was pretty quick. And it looks like it measures a number of different segments on your computer. So, and it also checks your network too. So I thought it was pretty good for $40, but
yeah. I've been taught, like when you click on something, you get this message that you're, that you've got infections or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
just do a Control-Alt-Delete and just close it out.
Yeah, don't touch anything. Don't exit anything.
Yeah, no, that's a good tip.
Don't click on
Apparently,
anything.
this one's so wicked, though. You don't even have to click on anything.
And yeah, like when Larry put that up, I knew that I keep my Windows updates up to date, so I knew that. But I just did a deep scan in my McAfee and found out that I was infected with a virus.
Ooh.
Artemis. It wasn't the nasty ransomware Trojan, but I was surprised. I had no idea. And I did not click anything. My niece sent me an email, and it just said, check this out in a link. I did not open that email. I did not do anything. I went onto Facebook and I said, Tiffany, I got this message. And she said, okay, I'll take care of it. And I deleted it. So that's the only place I can think. I didn't open anything. I didn't click on anything. It just happened.
Yeah, that's they have some name. What do they call it? 0-day infection or something like that. I don't know. But I noticed something, and this is with a couple of my computers. You know how you set it up to automatically update from Microsoft? And yet, a couple of times I've gone there and done a manual update.
And found updates?
Yeah, and sure enough, it needed to update. So I don't know.
To me, that's just Microsoft's normal operating procedures. Their stuff is crap and just simply does not work the way that it's supposed to.
And we're stuck with it.
We're
Or they'll do stuff that you don't want them to do, like with the Windows 10 and installing it, even though you didn't want it.
Right, exactly. At the worst possible time.
Yeah.
They know. They know when you're in a hurry and need to get some information quick, and that's when they'll decide to do it.
The other point that I read that seemed like a good point was they recommend, especially with this ransomware stuff, that you back up your computer and send it to the cloud.
Which sounds so counterproductive to me, Larry. If you're getting the viruses there, why do you want to send your files there? But I understand. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Well, they're saying do it before you get infected, and they're saying these new ransomware viruses, they will infect your computer and anything that's attached to your computer. So if you have an auxiliary hard drive, which I had for the longest time, it'll attack that as well. So you're not safe. Anywhere. I mean, I guess if you had a removable backup drive and you backed up and then you removed it, it couldn't attack that. But
until you plug it in the next time.
Right. Exactly. Can't win. Yeah.
You can't use it if you can't plug it in.
Right. Oh boy.
Well, it's hit more than a couple of CPA firms in this town and partners. These aren't newbies. These are seasoned people.
And that's why I wanted to bring it up, because we're used to this and we're used to dealing with this and we're still getting hit.
Right. They say that, believe it or not, even now in 2017, they say 40% of businesses or more are still running on XP.
And that does not surprise me.
Great. Well, the IRS is.
Well, maybe that's a good thing.
They got us. They're actually paying Microsoft to keep their updates coming.
Wow.
I believe it.
Versus replacing those crap machines. So
I had a client.
We're having computer problems.
There's a new IRS scam that I found out about where I have a client that's had a lien put on him, and the IRS, they sell the liens. They sell the lien list, and this one scammer, bought it and sent out this message saying to, call this number. Turns out it was a bogus number, but it's like trying to, work out your problem. They said this is from the Taxpayer Advocate's Office. I'm thinking there's no way the Taxpayer Advocate calls.
Right. So why does the IRS sell that list? I want to know.
I think it's considered public information.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where if you get a bunch of spam emails from tax resolution companies because they bought the list.
That's just not right.
Oh, wow. In other words, that's just like what the post office does. It sells your address to whoever.
That is not right. That's a little different, though. Getting a piece of mail in the post office, you can just toss it in the trash.
Right.
Getting, a spam that threatens you and says,
Well, I know that tax resolution firms go out and buy these these lists that have, people have had liens put on their properties. And then they offer their services, and somebody just took one step further and just decided to be scamming or trying to pretend they're the IRS and that you can call them to work it out. I just told my clients, BS, don't do it.
Right. Well,
You don't get those cell phone calls from Heather. Let's see, Heather from Card Services or Rachel from Card Service, and now they're spoofing not just your area code, but the neighborhood. Like this island is 898 or 897, so it comes in. That's like somebody up the street. Hi, this is Heather with Credit Card Services.
What you do is
it doesn't matter. She's going to use a different. The computer's going to use a different.
What you should do is get a police whistle, and when they call, just blow as loud as you can. See if you can rupture their eardrums.
I think I have a QuickBooks whistle that I was given as part of WAG. Air horn would be even better.
Yeah.
Or if you have children, you can just hand it to your 2-year-old. That's always fun. Say, here, talk to the nice person.
Hold on and put the phone down.
My wife has a very high voice, and sometimes she'll get these junk phone calls, and I hear, Daddy. Because they'll ask to speak to her father.
I had one that said, I want to speak to the adult in house. Sorry, no adults here.
No adults here. Nobody's adulting.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk. Dennis, you wanted to talk smart sheets with Sarah.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is possible. I'll just show my screen.
Be nice if we could multiple share a screen.
I know, if we can figure out how it works.
This would be a good place we could do that.
Okay, can you see it?
Seeing blank right now?
Yeah.
There we go, yes.
Okay, I hid my clients' names and just put in a dummy name. But what this is a summary rolled up based on criteria. And what I'd like to do is have it like Excel, where you can drill down and have, lines underneath within the, like Excel when you do summaries.
You indent when you,
Yeah, and I've tried indenting and it just doesn't seem to work. And I thought, well, maybe because I had the freeze frame on, I had the column freeze on it, but it just doesn't seem to work. Have you been able to do?
What do you want to show underneath as an indent?
Well, like here, for example, this, let's say I need to do 2 or 3 different steps, like get the tax return, get the W-2s.
You want to start making rows for the tasks instead of the name?
Yeah, but
it's name, task, name, task, like that.
Yeah, but I want it to be able to, like Excel, where you can double click on, like you can drill down and then you can, summarize it like an Excel spreadsheet where you've got it rolled up, but you can drill down on specific summary lines to get the underlying detail. And I don't know if that's possible.
It can collapse.
That's what I mean, but it doesn't seem to want to do it when I try it.
Huh.
I just wonder if you've been able to.
I have a lot of sheets that have collapsible rows, but I don't know. Can you open up a sample sheet that? Well,
I don't have,
unshare your screen for a second. If you go to, I don't know if you have any extra sheets. Just make a sheet for like a task list or something. But
Hearing some weird background.
Yeah, it sounds like water.
I know. It's Brandon. He's coming to us from under the ocean.
Yeah.
Hey, Misha.
Misha here.
Misha's popped in.
Hi. Hey.
Hello. What's going on? Dennis is asking smart sheet questions of Sarah.
Well, here, I can look at my smart sheet.
Yeah, that's probably easier. Can you share your screen?
Hold on. As far as she's told me to, I've got a license that I'm not using to log in as that person and then put all my sample sheets with, share with that person. And that way I can hide all my good sheets.
Oh, and then you can bring it up when you're doing your.
And I said, well, if I'm training or demoing, I don't have to pay for it.
Right, exactly. You want it for free. You don't
Right.
want to use a license that you paid for.
Right. So let me close everybody down. I was playing with the Evernote thing. Ooh. Oh,
That's
it did
been
work. It did work.
what, the Evernote?
I'll check.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. I used it a couple years ago.
The import, really? Okay.
Yeah, I just don't really.
Import to Evernote.
Well, you link it, I think.
Yeah, you link it Evernote notebook to a smart sheet.
Yeah, to a roll.
And interesting. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Could that work for you instead, Dennis? No.
Well, what I'm doing now is I've got things that are like a typical to-do list. This is more of a summary sheet, and it'd be nice if I could link to the rows in that. But I'd be happy just to be able right now to be able to put in, indented rows, and then when I summarize it, but then like it, the best example I use is like Excel, where you summarize everything, then you can selectively drill down on certain.
When you say
row.
drill down, you're not saying
Double click, like when you
Open it up, open the extra rows.
yeah, like when you have, there's like 3 levels of summarization on the left. You go and you can drill down to the detail, but I just want to selectively be able to drill down to certain rows that are summarized to get the detail underneath that, and then be able to collapse it or to re-summarize it.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense. But I haven't seen any, collapsing is kind of like the best example, but it just seems like it doesn't work for me when I try it.
And why doesn't it work?
It just, you think, it's really hard to explain with, I'm not sure it's even possible the way I want to do it.
You guys may have to work together.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that stupid. Is it that one?
So while you're looking, Sarah, I'll just say a little thing that happened to me.
Okay.
I had a request from a brand new client, and they want help with bank feeds that are no longer working with their QuickBooks. Their bank no longer offers QuickBooks downloads, and is no longer offering the QFX.
Is that desktop?
For desktop, yes.
Okay.
For desktop. And so they want to know what their alternatives are.
Change banks?
Thank you, Misha. That's exactly what I'm going to say. That is exactly what I'm going to say.
Seriously.
Stop fighting.
It's change banks.
Use one of the bigger ones. You know what? Maybe you might have to.
Around here, even the small banks has.
Yeah, but around here they are not. They are going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Banks that did before are now not offering it at all. They are just simply not offering that services.
Can you at least get a Excel or a CSV?
I haven't talked specifics with her yet. And I will go into that. There are options if you can get a CSV.
Yeah.
You can do Transaction Pro Importer. But how much time is that going to take versus getting a new bank account and using Wells Fargo? Maybe you'll pay $20 a month for that bank account. But what's $20 compared to buying a new program and then doing that process once a week and paying someone to do that? How much are you going to pay that person?
Exactly. And again, a lot of them don't have batch entry like we do.
Right.
I had to buy the accountant's version for a client.
So only the accountant version has that. So you're gonna need to connect with somebody who has.
Because she had to have the batch enter.
That could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'd rather do that than try to screw around with IF files.
But yeah, my solution is I'm going to say I'm going to be brutally honest. Consider changing banks and tell your local bank why you're doing that, because
Right.
every opportunity I get, I fill out those survey forms. And when they ask me, I tell them I do not recommend your bank because you do not download into the software that I use. I recommend banks that do. Once you move up to the 20th century and start allowing that to happen, or you program it, then we'll change our mind. But until then,
even big banks like SunTrust. SunTrust will hook up to HubDoc, but it won't show you your canceled checks. You can't even go online to SunTrust and get your canceled checks unless you click on each individual one. The only way to get a copy of all your canceled checks is you have to have the paper bank statement.
that's insane.
It's insane. So
That is insane. So I know and I understand why they're using the local banks. They probably get a better loan interest rate, and that's fine. Just use that bank account as a secondary bank account, and one that does work, like Wells Fargo or Chase, or they're the two ones that I know that work the best.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're in business, you need a business banking. So banks treat you different when you're a business. So it's not like you can use it there personally, but for your business, if you want to make sure that your stuff is done correctly, go with the bank. It is a business expense. If it's $20 a month, it's a bank fee for your business. It's tax deductible.
Right. And again, like I said, if you can do it with the CVS. You're getting delayed information, first of all, because you're only getting it every time that you sync. You're not getting it automatically. And if you do it, say, once a week, and actually some businesses need it more often. They need it every day. But if you're doing it, we'll go with once a week, and it takes your person half an hour to do it. That person will go with 4 weeks a month. That's 2 hours. How much are you paying them an hour?
How about QBO? I mean, do they?
Well, that's another option too. QBO works much better, but the local banks, there are still local banks that do not even connect to QBO right now.
I've got a client who just told me yesterday they're going to do a name change, and I'm like, ooh, you'll need new checks. Ooh, switching banks. Because their bank actually was the bank. Darby Bank was a real small local bank, and I was able to get them to give my nonprofit scanners to do their checks. And then I called, and it's typical Savannah. It's a girl in our choir, worked for the bank, and she called so-and-so, and they knew somebody in the programming in the IT department. Anyway, they made it so that whenever we went online, or the client went online to make a deposit, it would make a PDF of all the images of the checks.
Nice.
Said, how many do you want on a page? I said, do about 4 or 5 so I can really see them.
Right.
And it was great because with my nonprofits, I want to scan. I want to see who the donor is and if they wrote a restriction on the memo line. So now she would just whip it through the scanner,
nice,
print her PDF, and he made it look like a deposit. We were in heaven. They got bought out by Ameris. All that went away.
Yep.
All that went away. So, and now we can't hook up Ameris to.
See, that's the problem. It's time for the banks to step up.
Yeah.
Time for them to step up and give us the tools that we need. They want us to go paperless, and actually the banks that do not offer these things that well, that's what I say to them. You want us to go paperless, but you're not giving me the tools to do it.
Because I wonder how many clients, there's so clients are notoriously bad with their records anyway. They say, "Oh, I'll save money and don't mail me my bank statements," and then they don't get them. They don't get their canceled checks.
Hello, fraud.
The bank trumps at the bit for that stuff because 3 years later, IRS is at the door and they have to go pay the bank to get all the copies.
Well, plus getting bank statements is an internal control for fraud too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So I don't know any bank. Every bank should let me print a bank statement with the images behind it, and the only one that does it is Bank of America does it.
well, I have a client that has Wells
Fargo
Fargo.
does not do it.
They do it on request. I have a client that, I'm investigating a bookkeeper that was embezzling, and so I was able to get, the bank was able to, give us copies of all the PDF copies of all the checks that were processed each by a month, but it was something you had to pay separate for.
Right. Now I know that.
Now, I wonder if banks are different, because with Wells Fargo, I do have a client and I am able to get, well, you know what? Come to think of
Online
it, I don't
or on
get
paper?
online. I don't get the images. I get the
Told you.
and that works. That works for me.
But HubDoc will pull
Enough
them in.
information.
The only way, that's why I had to hook up my Wells Fargo's to HubDoc, because the images were going to the client. My copy, if I go online to get a bank statement, I don't get the images. So HubDoc now gives me images.
Got it.
So,
Bank of America, Chase. How's Chase? Do you deal with
I
Chase?
don't know.
I thought Chase.
I hear they're number one. I hear they're pretty good.
So Bank of America and Chase are the ones that actually give you the image. And I've worked with Wells Fargo, and I am able to get the information. They tell me date, and they give me the name, and they give me the amount. So I am able to find that information. It would be a lot easier if I saw the image, but with the information that they give me, I'm able to use it.
Mm-hmm. Well, this LedgerSync, I'm keeping LedgerSync. Am I paying like $25 a month and I can have 5 clients or something? But it's pulling in, who do I have that on? BB&T. BB&T. One of them that HubDoc can't do. But, I don't know. Hey, do you just want to glance at the smart sheet real quick?
Let's look at it.
Is Ledger Sheet like HubDoc or?
What it does, it has a I wish the two would get married. LedgerSync pulls in the statements and puts it in a folder.
Got it.
When it pulls in the canceled checks, it has a routine where you can code it or type in a vendor, and then it'll import it into QuickBooks. So if you're doing a write-up, and so on a normal bank statement, you just have the amount and the date. You don't know who it's made out to. So this way you can visually see it and type in the vendor. The problem is it codes it with the day it cleared the bank, not the day it was written, and they're in the field for me to change the stupid date.
So you have to go in.
It's like almost there.
Right.
So if those features were in HubDoc, that'd be so cool. Anyway.
Okay, let's look at your smart sheet.
What do I do? Share. Okay. So I know that if I have a row.
Not sharing yet.
I'm not sharing yet. I have to click the second button.
There
Okay.
you go.
So like row 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11 are indented, and I can hide them. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, when I do the summary, it automatically hides all the detail. When I do a summary, when I do a filter to summarize, like I'll do a lot of filter.
Report, or it's another sheet.
It's just the same sheet. It's just basically I use a filter to roll things up. But what I'd want to do is be able to
filter. Why filter display only the rows that you specify. So you can show rows that match this. Oh, and it hides under, include parent. So if I were to say, just go find, whatever, Does it automatically hide these? No. You don't have any information underneath.
On some of them I do, but not all of them.
And are they indented?
I think so. I mean, that's sometimes the indented is grayed out.
Ah,
Maybe because of the way it's filtered or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it gets a little wiggy if you start rearranging your sheet and you've got stuff hidden. But I know that I did learn how to see the formula. You name it, and then you can put a count of your children. So that way I have 4 underneath. Thought that was cool. I don't know. This thing it's so powerful that I could probably spend hours to
Trying to figure out all
I
the,
barely touch the surface of what
Well, that's what I do. I barely touch the surface on this, and so what ends up happening is I think, oh, geez, it'd be nice to have this ability, and so that's where I start creating filters. Because my background is like doing Access and Excel, and I was used to doing, filters to me are like queries in Access, and I used to do that all the time when I was working with Access and Crystal Reports. So
you guys will have to get together
Yeah.
and find out if this can be done, and then let us know.
okay, I have a question. Was anyone here in Hector Garcia's QuickBooks Power Hour yesterday morning?
I was.
Did you see the thing at the very end that he did with sales tracking and with the commission going positive and negative, and then that giving on every invoice? That was amazing.
Yeah, that man can think outside of the box. I had another
I've got a client.
webinar and I missed the last little bit.
It was like the last 5 minutes, and it was after it was supposed to end. And I'm going like, oh, I'm going to look so brilliant when I do this.
So he records videos, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so I need to go back and watch the.
Yeah, we all need to go back and look at Hector's.
It's posted already.
It's
Where
posted
is-
already.
Yeah.
Stuff, and it was so good. So good. And he showed how you could take the gross income and subtract off the cost of goods and just pay the commission on.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He was doing unbelievable things like taking the shipping method,
Yeah.
using that field for, say you have a variable commission rate.
Yep.
And so say, well, I'll pay you 10% on this kind of job at 15% on that kind of job. On the invoice, he was putting in 0.15 or 0.10 in that field so that when he exported it to Excel, he could do the math.
Wow.
Because he could sort the sales by shipping method.
Right. And I'll have that percentage there.
Now I have a question, and that I've had this little sticky on my monitor to remind me. Can you do a P&L by reference number?
Reference number as opposed to
Like an
invoice
invoice
number?
Can you do a P&L on an invoice?
Wow.
I don't think so. I'm going to open. I don't have anybody that does job. I need
Oh,
to
awesome.
open up.
Thank you. Who put that in there? Hector's. That was from Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll have to be sure to put that on the recording. Thank you,
All right.
Elizabeth.
Which?
Oh, that's great. I didn't know it was. I must already have a copy of it too. I've been working. I had a guy call this morning and he says, I need to get a balance sheet. Well, we've never done a balance, and usually you don't bother to tell people, you really need to do a balance sheet. But in order to get a loan today, he really needs a loan. So I went over and in 3.5 hours we built him. He pulled tax returns and he pulled phones on his cars and his vehicles and everything. And we were, oh man, it was something. And I had to put in depreciation and everything, pulling it off his tax returns. Oh,
Wow.
done. And he said they were really eager to give him the loan. I said, well, you know why? And he said, no. And I said, well, this is the last day of the month. And if they're June 30th, it's the last day of the year.
Right, right.
Oh, same for the car dealerships and stuff.
Great timing for him. Worked well for him.
Yeah, that's what I said, so.
That's awesome. That's
Weird.
awesome.
I opened up Rock Castle Construction.
Yeah,
I thought I opened up a product one. They don't have inventory in here, do they? Or do they? Trying to find one with the double-sided item codes, that does the
yeah,
Right, for contractors or,
yeah.
right.
Shoot, I think I opened up the wrong one. All right, hold on.
So Sarah, I wanted to go into your Q-Box before we run out of time. Your Q-Box installation.
Yeah, I have an opportunity to work with the Catholic Diocese. And
Nice.
so, one of the things that I've recommended is that every church and school get a Q-Box so that the diocese has a copy of their QuickBooks file instead of using Dropbox and everybody's looking in the same Dropbox.
Right.
Well, now we have passwords, so it's no big deal. But
So you're going to do them as read only. Make changes?
Well, it'll get over. Yeah. If they don't sync. Yeah. How would we do that?
Read only.
Okay.
So all they can do is the report.
It won't sync. They can open it all day long, but it won't
They
sync.
can open it all day long.
We're using this first school as a guinea pig because I need to do some cleanup in it.
yeah.
I can't do any cleanup in it until they get it in the Q-Box, and the prices went up tonight.
That's right.
So I said, get that thing ordered. And then when she installed it, she goes, I get 30 days free. I don't even need a credit card. And that's what we were waiting 2 weeks because they couldn't find a credit card to use.
Wow.
I
Wow.
forgot about it. I got, just at least get it going.
Right, exactly.
Those of us who
Well-
already have it though, we're grandfathered in, or did the price go up for everybody?
No,
Nope, everybody's grandfathered in if you buy it by tonight. So hopefully, as long as she's got an account by midnight, So,
When did QBO go up? Is it tomorrow?
well, 7/1. So
So it'll go up tomorrow too, yeah. Tomorrow, 7/1.
So,
on vacation, and she said that, and she's, and I said, well, I might be able to get you, but I don't have anybody on wholesale right now. So I think I'm just going to let her go up.
That's what I'm
well, it
doing.
went from 90 to 120 a year. That's not that bad.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. The rate increase is not so significant that, I have somebody that'll be starting Q-Box. They were supposed to start this week. They canceled my appointment, so I'll go next week and install it. They'll pay the higher price.
But she told me that it went from, I think, 24 to 39.
What? Are we talking about Q-Box?
No, I'm talking about QBO right now.
Oh, QBO. QBO is going to $50 for plus.
It was about 40.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but,
she must have had a discount. She
and now,
must have had a 30% discount or something like that, and that's going away now.
No.
So she's getting full rate.
It keeps opening Rock Castle
told
Construction.
the guy that somebody told him to buy QB for Mac because he has a Mac, and I said, you can do that. And I said, but you'll be able to use it for probably 3, 4, 5 years. But I said, they're not making any more. And if it was me, I would go ahead and I would buy a cheap PC laptop and
Exactly.
Pro on it for
Time
desktop.
to stop fighting that battle.
Mhm.
Sometimes the battle is just you're not going to win.
Once every 3 years, I'd upgrade.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So my Q-Box install, I had a client that hired a new employee, called me up and said I need to add them to our Q-Box, which, is not a problem. Did it online virtually. Then I get a call 2 days later. We're no longer able to use QuickBooks and multifunction or multi-user. And it's Q-Box's fault.
No, it ain't Q-Box's fault.
Wasn't Q-Box's fault at all.
They didn't.
Q-Box was doing everything that it was supposed to be doing. And
Yeah.
because QBox was installed, they were able to keep their data in sync with each other.
Yeah.
They weren't able to get in at the same time.
Well, they had one
That's
license.
a DNS. They've got a server. That's a DNS problem.
Well, I did. I went today actually to the office and, I went to stop sharing, stop hosting. And of course it did not work. So I talked, and I don't mess with other people's servers.
No, you
If
got to
they
get
have
their
an
IT people.
person, I contact that IT person.
Yep, that's right.
So,
It took my husband hours to figure out how to fix it permanently because I know the temporary fix on your server, but if you reboot the server,
That's why they call it temporary.
Yep.
Yeah.
well, they rebooted and it didn't work. Everything that they did didn't
No,
work.
rebooting breaks it.
So he did the server repair. There's a program.
That's not the problem.
So, and that did not fix it. We restarted the services that were stopped.
Yeah.
And we got 2 of the 3 computers up and able to run.
If any of them can multi, then they should all be able to.
Well, finally, they told me, oh, this computer had a virus.
Really?
We cleaned it up. So they must not have, or what are you showing us?
My husband's snapping me pictures of potential dinner.
Well, that looks like a good hamburger, huh?
Black-eyed peas, brown rice, cheddar enchilada pie with sour cream. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. That's
Sounds
what I
good.
want.
All of these dinners are like $10 or $11. And they usually have like 15 types of entrees. You would not believe this. These two girls
Wow.
they just cook all day long. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. We haven't, we live here.
Benefits of living in the South.
That is a yes.
So yeah, I had to leave and say, hey, look, there's something up with this computer. It was not QBox. It was not QuickBooks. It was the computer not talking to the server. So to me, it sounds like one of the drivers got busted.
That sounds like a network.
Well, mine, I had one where if Karen went in, Karen couldn't go into multi-user mode for a couple of her QBox clients, yet I could. And then we figured out that somehow my machine started hosting. I don't know how that happened because I've never been a host. The server should be a host.
Right, exactly.
Trying to undo, it wasn't as easy as just turning it off.
Gets confusing.
It got all confused and the server wouldn't, it still would, anyway. Mark
It's like
was
a
in here
floating
for
host.
hours. And I said, please tell me you documented everything you did. Because he's like, I'm like, that's worth something because we know how to fix it.
Right. Right. Well, there was only the 2 of them in the office and the 3rd computer was just for a convenience. So I said,
That's
okay.
weird. Yeah, that doesn't sound, I mean,
I said, okay, you guys are working fine on your computers. Don't open QuickBooks on this other one. You just lost that convenience. And I talked to the IT guy and said, y'all figure that out. That's, your deal. So they are back up and running. They are in multi-user mode. QuickBooks is doing fine. QBox is doing fine. And QBox actually saved them in their situation. They don't know how much it saved them, to be honest. So, but I am going to end our show. I have to end at 6:30. I'll leave it up once I stop the recording for you guys. And everyone have a wonderful 4th of July, whether you have to work on Monday or not.
Right.
See y'all.
All right. You guys have
Bye,
a
everybody.
wonderful 4th.
Bye.
Many hot dogs.
Bye.